Hello, students. Again, we're going to be looking at another topic in mathematics, which is algebraic expression and manipulation. We are talking about algebraic expression. We are trying to bring in equation with a variable which is referred to as unknown, and basically we represent that variable with s. And what we are basically doing under that is we are solving for the unknown variable, which is s. This is the mathematical expression which is made up of coefficients, variables, and constants, as we have seen in this picture. The variables are alphabets and are called unknown. So look at this. Normally, this is a linear equation, but with a variable x. Now we have a coefficient here. The coefficient, for example, here is 5. Where the variable we are looking for, we need to solve for here is x, and the constant value is 7. So we call all of this term under algebraic expression. Now we have an activities here, expanding a bracket. What happens when we want to remove a bracket from a given algebraic expression? When removing brackets, every term inside the bracket must be multiplied by whatever is outside the bracket. So every term inside the given bracket must be multiplied with whatever is outside the bracket. So we have an example here. We are going to be solving the two, and we are going to be seeing what we have there. The first one says we should simplify 3 into bracket x plus 4. So what we just need to do here is what we are multiplying 3 with whatsoever that is inside the bracket, and we are to get our answer. So we are going to be having 3 multiplied by x plus 3 multiplied by 4. What is 3 multiplied by x? That is 3x. Now plus what is 3 multiplied by 4? That is 12. So this expression can be written as 3x plus 12. Now for this one, we have minus 2 over x into bracket of minus 2x plus 4y plus 1 divided by x. So we are to use minus 2 divided by x to multiply what we have inside this bracket. So we are going to be having minus 2 divided by x multiplied by minus 2x plus minus 2 plus minus 2 over x multiplied by 4y plus minus 2 over x multiplied by 1 over x. So now that will give us minus times minus will give us plus. 2 times 2 is 4. We have x divided by x. My plus minus is minus. So 2 times 4 is what? 8. You have 8. Remember, we have y here, which is our variable, divided by x plus minus, and plus times minus will give us another minus. So we have 2 times 1 is what? 2. So 2 x multiplied by x is what? X raised to power 2, which is x squared. Now for this one, x can cancel x. We have x cancel x here out, and our final answer is going to be 4 minus 8 over x minus 2, and that's going to be the final answer for this illustration. So that leads us to arranging and fixing in the right answer to the boxes that we have. Okay, let's draw the answer. For the first one, the solution is 3x plus 12. For the second one, the answer is going to be minus 4 minus 8y over x minus 2 raised to power x raised to power 2. So that's the answer, and let's check. Okay, now that leads us to the next slide, which is expanding a pair of brackets. So when multiplying together expression in bracket, it is necessary to multiply all the terms in one bracket by all the term in the other bracket. So we have an example here. If you want to do this, what we need to do is multiply the first term with the second term. So we multiply x with x plus 5, and we multiply plus 3 with x plus 5. The same thing applies to the b, x plus 2 into bracket x plus 1. So we multiply x with x plus 1 and multiply plus 2 with x plus 1. So let's solve and let's see what we are going to be having if we multiply the two brackets together. So let's solve and let's see what we have. So the first one is going to be what? X. We have x plus 3. We close the bracket. X plus 5. Now we are multiplying x with x. X multiplied by x will give us x squared. Now let's multiply x with 5. That is what? Plus 5x. X multiplied by 3 will give us 3x. And 3 multiplied by 5. Remember, we have plus plus, so we have plus 15. And that is the answer to the first question. For the second question, x plus 2 in brackets, x plus 1 in brackets, we are going to be multiplying by each other. X plus 2 will be multiplying x plus 1. So what is x? X times x will give us x squared. X multiplied by 1 will give us 1x, which is x. Plus 2 multiplied by x will give us what? Plus 2x. And plus 2 multiplied by plus 1, that is 2 times 1, which is 2. So this is the answer for the other example that we have there. So we have solved the two questions properly. Now simplifying, simple factorizing. When factorizing, the large possible factor is removed from each of the terms and placed outside the bracket. So when you are factorizing, well, you consider the expression given and look at the common factors to each of them, then you remove it and place it outside the bracket. Now, for example, here we have 10x plus 15. Let's look at it. If you look at it, there is a common value between x, 10 and 15. And what is that? 5 can go in 10, 5 can go in 15. So we are bringing out 5 as a common factor. So we have 5. After we have 5, what else is left here? We have 2x, because let's look at it. 5 times 2x will give us 10x. Now, 5 in 15 will give us what? 3. So we have 3 left here. Now, the second one, which is 8p minus 6p plus qr. What is the common factor in the three of them? I think 2 is common to the three of them. 2 can go in 8, can go in 6, and can go in 10. So we bring 2 out as a common factor. So we have 2. Now, what is left after bringing 2 out? We have 4p, because 2 times 4 is 8, right? Now, after taking 2 from 6, we have 3 here. And remember, we say about our variable, which is q, plus 2 in 10 will give us 5, and we say about our r. Now, the third one, which is 3b plus 9ba minus 6bd. What is the common factor here? The common factor here is 3. 3 can go in 3, 3 can go in 9, 3 can go in 6. So we are bringing the factor 3 out. So we have 3. What is left here? We only have b, because 3 times 3 will give us 3b. Plus, what do we have left here? We have 3. 3 times 3 will give us 9. So we still have our variable, which is b and a. Then we have minus, what after we might have bring out 3 from 6, what is left? That is 2. So we have 2d. And that leads us to the next slide that we have there. So let's check what we have in the next slide. Okay, so what this one is telling us is that wherever we have a, now we have b, b is replaced with 4, and c is replaced with 5. So 2a plus 3b minus c is going to be what? 2 into bracket 3 plus 3 into bracket 4 minus 5. So 2 times 3 is what? 6. Plus 3 times 4 is 12 minus 5. So 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 minus 5 will give us what? 18 minus 5 will give us 13. So the answer here is 13. Now let's look at the second one. Minus 2c into bracket minus a plus 2b. So we have to replace it with what? Minus 2. C is what? 5. So we replace it with 5. A is what? Minus a is 3. So we are replacing this with what? Minus 3 plus 2 into bracket 4. So what do we have? 5 times 2 is what? 10. So we have minus 10 into bracket minus 3 plus 2 times 4 is what? 8. Now minus 3 plus 8 is what? 5. So we have minus 10 multiplied by 5. What is minus 10 multiplied by 5? That is what? Minus 50. So we have minus 50. For the last one, which is c, a square plus b square plus c square. So it's going to be what? 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. So 3 square is what? 3 times 3, which is what? 9. 4 square is what? 4 times 4, which is 16. And 5 square is what? 5 times 5, which is what? 25. Now, 9 plus 16 is 25. 25 plus 25 will give us 50. And that is the answer to this problem that we have. The rearranging of formula. In the formula, A equals to B plus C. A is the subject. In order to make either B or C the subject, the formula has to be rearranged. So whenever we have a formula, we have to rearrange. Then what numbers or any alphabet that is given to us to rearrange is going to be the subject of the formula. Now we have this work example here. We are going to be arranging 2r plus p equals q. So we have to make r the subject of the formula. So that implies that r is going to be standing out before the equals to sign. So we have 2r plus p equals q. So for r to be standing here out here, p has to go to the other side, and the sign I will change to minus. So we have 2r equals to q minus p. We want to have r alone here, so we have to divide this side by what? We are dividing this side by 2, dividing the other side 2 by 2. So we cancel 2. We have r equals to q minus p over 2. So we have made r the subject of the formula. For the other one, ab equals to cd. We have to make c the subject of the formula. So c alone will stand there. So that implies that for c alone to stand there, d must go. And how will d go? We have to divide both sides by d. So divide this side by d, we have the other side to by d. D will cancel d here. So we have a over b over d equals to c. So c now is the subject of the formula. We have to rearrange complex formula here, and let's see when we have a complex formula, we want to rearrange them. Now let's look at the first example we have here. Make r the subject of the formula from this. This is the formula for circumference of a circle. So we have to make r the subject of the formula. So we have c equals to 2 by r. Now we are making r the subject of the formula. For r to be the subject of the formula, we have to divide both sides by 2 pi. So we are dividing this side by 2 pi. We are dividing the other side by 2 pi. So 2 pi here, we cancel 2 pi here. So we have r left here. So we have 2 over 2 pi. We have 2 pi equals to r. And r now is the subject of the formula from that given example. Now let's look at the first three work example we have under factorization by grouping. So when we have to factorize by grouping, that implies that we have to arrange the given expression in pair, and we look at the common numbers or variable that is common to the pair that has been arranged. So let's look at the first one, which is x plus 3 plus 2xy plus y. So let's put it in pair. We have this in bracket. Let's put it in pair. 6 and 3. What is common to both of them? 3 is common to 6 and 3. And let's look at 2x y minus y. What is common to 2x y minus y? Y is common to the both of them. So we bring out y here. We are bringing out 3 here. So we have 3 into bracket. What is left here? We have 2x plus 1. And for the other one, we still have plus here. Now 2 is what do I say is common here? Y is common here. So y is common here. We are bringing y out. So we have 2x plus 1. If you look at what we have inside the bracket, we have a common expression inside the bracket. Now we can now bring one of them out and bring out what we have outside the bracket. So we have 2x plus 1, which is the common term in bracket. Then we have 3 plus y. So with that, we are factorized in group. Let's look at the second one quickly. We have ax plus ay minus bs minus by. Now let's put it in pair. We have this, we have it in bracket. So what is common to ax plus ay? A is common to both of them. We are bringing out a here. What is common to bx minus by? B is common to both of them. So we are bringing out b. So we have a into bracket x plus y. Remember, these are minus sign here. So minus, we multiply the minus inside and change this to plus. So we have minus b, now x plus y. We have a common term inside the bracket, so we bring one of the term out and write out the variables outside the bracket. So we have x plus y, then we have a minus b, and that leads us to the solution to the work example that we have there. Difference of two square. We are going to be looking at the differences in this worked example, and we are finding the square of the given expression, and we are to factorize after we have gotten the square of the expression. So for the first example, we have mn into bracket raised to power 2 minus 25k raised to power 2. So let's look at it. Mn in raised to power 2 minus 25k raised to power 2. Let's try to put this expression in square. So we can rewrite this as what? Mn l raised to power 2 minus, 25 is actually a square of what? 5, because we can have 5 times 5 to be what? 25. So we can write it as 5k everything in square. Now we are to rewrite this by factorizing. So we have mn plus 5k and mn minus 5k. So by the time we multiply these two, we have to get the main question that is being given to us. So let's look at the second example, which is 4x raised to power 2 and minus 9y raised to power 2. Now let's look for the perfect square of 4. Is what? Perfect square is what? Square of 4 is what? We have 2. And for 9 we have 3, because 2 times 2 will give us 4, and 9 times and 3 times 3 will give us what? 9. So we have 2x square. We can now express that in square, minus 3y, everything in square, because by the time you open the bracket, it's going to be 2 raised to power 2 and 3 raised to power 2, which is 4 and 9 respectively. So we can rewrite it as 2x minus plus 3y, and we have 2x minus 3y. By the time you use the term 2x plus 3y to open the term 2x minus 3y, we are going to be having 4x raised to power 2 minus 9y raised to power 2. Okay, we have past questions here that we are going to be looking at, and we are going to be solving them one after the other. Now let's look at the first one. We have to expand x squared into bracket x minus 7. So what we are doing here is what? We are using x squared to multiply what is inside the bracket. So we have x squared multiplied by x minus x squared multiplied by 7. X squared multiplied by x will give us what? It will give us x raised to power 3 minus x squared multiplied by 7, that will give us 7x squared. And for the b part, we have to factorize y squared plus y. So what we have to do here is what? You look at the common term between the two values. So what is the common variable between y squared plus y? So the common variable is what? Is y. So we are bringing y out of the bracket and we are writing the remaining values as a term. So we have y squared into bracket y plus 1. By the time we multiply, okay, so we have y into brackets y plus 1, because y is what is common. So we have y multiplied by y will give us y squared, and y multiplied by 1 will give us y, and that leads us to the next past question that we have here. Now we have to factorize completely 3x squared minus 12xy. So what we need to do here is look at the common factor in these two given expression. Look at it, 3x squared minus 12xy. So what is common between the two of them? You can see that we have a common x between the two given value, and we have 3. 3 is common to 3, and 3 can also go in 12. So we have 3x that is common to both of them. So we are bringing 3x out. Now if you bring 3x out of the bracket, let's now open the bracket. What is going to be left here? We have x left here, because let's multiply 3x multiplied by x will give us what? 3x squared. Now minus 12 can go in 3 how many times? That is 4. So we have 4. Remember, we are bringing out x, so we don't have any x value here. We have y here. Now by the time we multiply 3x with what we have in the bracket, which is x minus 4y, is going to give us 3x squared minus 12xy. We have another past question here that we have to look at, which is expand and simplify m minus 3 m plus 3. So we are multiplying m with m plus 2 and minus 3 with m plus 2. So now let's multiply m into bracket m plus 2 and minus 3 into bracket m plus 2. So m times m will give us what? M squared. Now m multiplied by 2 will give us what? 2m. Okay, now minus 3 multiplied by m, that is minus 3m, and minus 3 multiplied by plus 2. Plus times minus is minus, so we have minus 3 times 2 is what? 6. Now look at this. Let's look at, we have a common variable here, which is m and m, so we are going to be adding this up. Now plus 2m minus 3m. What is plus 2m minus 3m? That is minus 1m, and we can write minus 1m, so we are going to be writing minus m. So it's going to be m squared minus m minus 6, and that is the answer to the given problem that we have there. This leads us to another past question. Let's look at what we have here. Y equals to 4uv minus 3v. Find the value of y when u equals minus 3 and v equals 2. And the second one, we have to factorize 4uv minus 3v. So what this one is telling us is that the very first one, wherever we have u equals minus 3 in that given equation, we are substituting u to be minus 3 and we are substituting v to be 2. So let's solve and let's see. So we are replacing u to be minus 3 and we are replacing v to be 2. So we have y equals to 4 minus 3 in brackets. We are multiplying all these values that we have in brackets into 2 minus 3 into bracket 2. So 4 minus 3 is what? 4 times minus 3, that is minus 12. Minus 12 times 2 is what? That is minus 24. Minus 24. Now 3 times 2 is what? 3 times 2 is 6. Remember, we still have our minus outside, so we have minus 6. Now minus 24 minus 6 will give us what? That is minus 30. Now the second one says we should factorize 4uv minus 3v. Now, what is the common factor that is there? The common factor we can see here is v. So we are bringing v out of the bracket and we are bringing the other values in a term inside the bracket. So what the common factor in u 4uv minus 3v is u. So we have u outside the bracket. What is left here? We have v outside the bracket. V is the common term. So what is left here after we have written from 4uv? We have 4u. So minus 3v. That is, we have 3. So that is the end of our class for today. We want you to subscribe to our channel www.edubbey.com for the full interactive content of this class. Thanks for listening.